lot of talk going around. We just seen Auden Larratt. I call him Mini Larratt. He just put on an impressive performance against the Whisper, and I kind of was in shock at how easily he made that match look. Right through him. I think it was 4-0 at the end of the day. What was your thoughts on that, man? Were you kind of surprised at Auden's level that he went through the Whisper the way he did?
No, no, I wasn't. The Whisperer is a very strong guy, stronger than I actually thought he was. His hook is very strong, but going against Auden, he goes against leverage issues. I mean, he's a shorter guy. He's like I don't know what he weighs, 170 something, 175 ish. He's got a shorter arm with a smaller hand compared to Auden. I think Auden's like 210, 6, 1, 2, so, I don't know, something. He's got a long lever and he knows how to use it, which is the big difference. He was just he was playing daddy and attacking Whisperer's hand and getting it tired before the go and messing with him before the go and getting his hand tired. And he took his hand and beat him. I mean, that really doesn't surprise me. And I have
Man,
no.
Bob, I wish
Yeah.
that he got braver earlier. Like he didn't let Whisper in and play until round 5 when it was a dead rubber. I would have loved to have seen him in round 2, even just be balls and go, I got this kid. I'll just let him play and try to get through. That would have been cool, but he did 4 flash pins effectively and then played.
Right, right. And I would have loved to have seen him. One of the greatest things about John Brzenk is if John beats you in a top roll the first round and he knows you're a badass hooker, he's going
Yeah.
into a hook the second round. I would have
Yeah.
loved Auden in the second round, try to hook him just to
Yeah.
see. Because in my opinion, probably after the first round, Auden probably felt pretty confident that this was going to go his way. So then hook him the second round. And if you lose, go back to plan A, whoop him 3 more times and call it a day.
I think Auden would deep down probably regret that, but it probably was nervousness and fear of this the occasion, I guess, that it stopped him from doing that. I think that he would probably be kicking himself thinking, why did I do that?
Probably, everyone wants to get the 4-0 before they start messing around, but I guess that's, the difference between most arm wrestlers and John and, so
Matt, what's your
anyway.
thoughts on the whole match between Auden and the Whisper? Were you surprised at how easy it went?
Yeah, well, that's the thing is that, it was his first time on the big stage, and you can almost be like, okay, I want to get that 4-0. I want to get this win so that it's secured, it's in the bag, and then I can talk some trash and act like my dad a little bit for the last couple of rounds. I think maybe in the future, if he's in the same sort of position, he won't have those first time jitters, and he might be willing to sort of, go into those different positions with different opponents. But I heard that he put on like 15 kilos in 2 months leading up to the match, which is absolutely insane. We said 15 kilos, like what, 35
15,
pounds or something?
15 kilos or pounds?
No, I heard,
Kilos,
I heard
brother. He put
kilo.
on like I think they shook hands. He was around 190, and when he came in, it was 214. So he put on 24 pounds.
Holy moly.
And that's one of the topics I need to bring up, guys, because that's where I have a problem with it. I love Auden. I love how he's doing and all the noise he's making. Definitely get mad at all the haters, because there are a lot of them talking shit about him, saying that he's acting like his dad and he's acting all cocky and all. I love it, bro. I love the whole character. I love how he came out with the music, dancing, and it's great, man. It's great to see a new generation coming up, bringing new energy into the sport. Love that part. Now, the thing I don't like, he's doing what Devin did. And I never really realized what Devin did, because Travis would always say this, that Devin, sets all his matches and, he pulls 3-4 times a year and everything strategically planned out and all. Now I'm seeing what Auden's doing and I see what Devin's doing. And I don't like it. I don't like when you go and shake somebody's hand for a match and then you go and put on 20, 30 pounds and, you're kind of taking a favor into your hands by doing that. And now they're trying to set the stage to do this with me, because he's at 214 already. They know I'm at 198. There's no guessing, bro. Devin's playing like I want to know what Italia's at, bro. You know what I'm at, bro. You've been watching me, man. I'm at 198 maxed out completely. I can't get any heavier. It's not going to help me at all. So he's going, I don't want to put no weight caps on my son during the super matches. For me, that don't make sense, bro. Come on, man. Let's meet at 200 pounds. Odin's that good, man. Let's see it, bro. He's got all the advantages. He's 6'2". He's got the levers. He lives with the greatest arm wrestler on the planet. If he's that good, let's meet at 200 pounds and let's make this happen. I got a bunch of big stage organizations hitting me up that want it. And then there's also another thing that's out on the table that people want to see. And they want to see that I'm at that level. And it's been brought to my attention. Like, yo, we want to see you versus the Whisperer before that. So I got plenty of time right here, man. I got a big match coming up March 23rd. Hey, Whisper, you want this, man. Come May, I'm ready, bro. I got a couple of big organizations who want to make it happen. Let me go prove myself on that stage. Go do what I do. If I get the win that day, dominant fashion, we just set the stage for me and Auden, man, to make this happen. And I'm down, Auden. You want to make this happen? Let's make it happen September, bro. You're saying, you don't want this to go too long. And I agree, man. You're getting big. You're young. You're growing quick and all. I'm down, man. So if you guys want to make that happen like that, let's talk, bro. I'm not running. I'm not scared. I know they were saying, oh, you're scared after seeing that. What were you saying, Ryan?
Paul, I like that process, Paul, that you've done there. I think you and the Whisperer, I'd be super curious on that. And I think you'd have, assuming you are stronger than the Whisperer, I think it'd be super interesting, and it's a good marketable story, you and Auden. But I like the process of what you're doing there. I think that's solid, and I'm curious as to what your level is too, because I've seen you jump up a lot in the last 6 to 12 months. So because I've watched arm wrestling and seen you cop a lot of flack from the internet and all that sort of stuff, and you're at that. It seems like you're breaking through a level at the moment where all of a sudden you're starting to silence a hell of a lot of people. So I like that.
Oh, I can tell you Paul's pretty strong. There's no question. Now that I've seen him at my practices against guys that I know how strong they are.
Who would you pick in a match between him and the Whisperer?
Between Paul and the Whisperer?
Yeah.
Bob always puts on Paul's opponent.
Yeah,
I already
so
know that.
I want to talk about this match. There are two things about this. This match should not happen and this match cannot happen because the weight gap was almost 40 pounds between Auden and Whisperer, and the weight gap between Paul and Whisperer is also going to be 30 pounds. Whisperer is like 170. So if they did not let it slide against a 19-year-old boy, then they're not going to let it slide against you as well.
You just made a big assumption. Yeah, no.
Yeah, Pradeep, he's 175, and I'll go down to 185 for that day just to keep everybody happy and make it interesting. This way I could go right back up to 200 right after that, bro.
Still, Paul, there will be a gap. He weighed in 171 in shoes.
Bro, 10 pounds. What gap are we talking about, bro? Like, who cares? 10 pounds? Do we really care about that?
Yeah, I think that people will care about that for sure.
Well, the people who care about a 10-pound difference just don't know anything about arm wrestling. 10 pounds is meaningless.
Then Bob, weight classes wouldn't exist because the weight class is around the 10-12 pound mark.
Okay, I don't know. Whatever.
No one's going to care, or for Paul against Whisper, no one's going to care because it's a hype match.
I mean, how many people are going to think that Whisperer can win that match? That's the problem.
Nobody's getting that because I want to see Auden against someone like Abbas Rana, who is a junior, who is the same weight as Auden. I think Auden needs to show us where he's at on the actual level of measuring up against people similar to him. We've got Aussies down here, juniors that are the same thing. Hamza Hodgick, or someone like that. I'd like to see Auden actually, like, it's cool to have these very marketable hype matches, but I also want to just see where he levels up relative to people with the same experience, the same age, the same weight.
Yeah, Ryan, another small shout out for Abbas. He competed recently in one of the tournaments in Mumbai, I think it was, and the dude is beating everyone. It's like
Oh, Matt
in
Conway,
1 year.
Matt's pulled
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
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 In
Well,
1 year,
I had my
in
arm
one
on
year,
the
I'm telling
table
you, it's
while he
like
destroyed it.
in a year from now, it's like Mazahir versus Abbas, and no one would be remaining in just a year from now. And he's
He's-
16.
Yeah, absolutely. It was 15 when I had to go against him, and yeah, he just felt next level. It was insane.
We
So-
got a
Yeah.
super chat. I got to catch up on the Metal 365 $5 super chat. He says, "Metal in the house. Let's get the buzz." Thank you, Metal. Appreciate that, brother. Pradeep, what are you saying now, bro?
Yeah, first of all, I was saying I don't want you to take this easy match, Paul. Whisperer is no competition for you. That's why I was saying those things.
Pradeep, see,
You know what?
I
Strong,
got to
man.
disagree with you,
He is-
brother, because I don't know how you would know that's not a match, because I honestly don't know how I would do against the Whisperer, bro. He's beating a
well,
lot of
Then you
pros, man. Like a lot
then
of
you
big
probably
pros in
shouldn't take a match against
California.
Auden, Paul. If
I know-
if
I
you
know
don't
that-
know how it is going to go
No.
against Whisperer, then you shouldn't take a match against Auden.
Pradeep, Whisper's strong. Here's how I know Whisper's strong. There's a young guy, Jamie Barrett, in Australia that I train with pretty regularly. He's phenomenal. He has he went over to the USA and he got a pin on Vazgen Soygan. That gives you the perspective of him. He also went 1-1 with a Whisperer in a tournament. So I go, well, Whisperer took a round off Jamie Barrett, who I know how strong he is, and we've seen it. He top rolled Vazgen, and Odin just toyed with Whisperer, and I looked at that and I thought, shit. So I'm extrapolating that. So Whisperer's strong dude, because I have so much respect for Jamie Barrett. That's as closely as I can connect to work out how strong Whisperer is. So
And my
Definitely don't-
guess, my guess if Whisperer went into a hook with Auden, Whisperer would have thrown him across the table.
I agree with that. I definitely agree with
if
that.
it got to side pressure, if it was still drag and rotate in the hook, I think Auden would have rotated out of it. But if Whisperer could have got past the rotation and made it side pressure, then yeah, I agree.
Oh, I'm talking if they went into a hook and stayed in a hook. If Auden just decided to hook him,
Yeah, okay.
you just get thrown across the table.
These long-armed hookers, though, they say they're hooking and they're really just drag rolling.
Well, yeah, that's
I'd
true.
want to see Paul versus Whisperer. I don't care about weights or anything like that. I just want to see that match.
Israel, what's your thoughts on that, man? Would you like to see that match? And where do you think, since you're my training partner and all, how do you think that goes?
You know, I will say I do think that Hugh versus Whisper is a little bit of a mismatch. I think that you're a little too much for him. I think you are probably around that level where you want to go against Auden for sure.
Okay.
How do you think? Do you think the same thing if Paul and Whisperer decide to just pull in a hook?
I'm having a hard time seeing Whisperer pulling out of Paul's hook.
Okay.
What do you think, Bob?
I don't ever really see Paul hook. In all of our training, he's done some hooking, but not a lot of hooking. So I really don't know.
No, you're right. Paul's definitely predominantly not a hooker, but I don't know. Actually, that's interesting because he does have experience in the hook, and Paul's starting to develop it. So
That's kind of my whole point. I don't give a crap who arm wrestles. There is no match that I don't want to see. If two guys want to arm wrestle, just let them freaking arm wrestle. The people who say, no disrespect to Pradeep, but the people who say that's boring, it's a mismatch, who cares? If two guys want to arm wrestle each other, just let them arm wrestle each other.
Yeah, Pradeep, we're starting to think RVJ's right too, bro. I'm just teasing with you, brother.
Yeah. So is Whisperer ready for this match? Speaking on Bob's point.
We just put it out there. This is the first time I'm putting it out in public, and the reason why this came up, a couple of organizations hit me up asking if I would be interested in that match, and all. So that's why I'm bringing that up right now.
Yeah, if the Whisperer don't want it, then that's the end of it.
You would watch it though, Pradeep. You would watch it.
Yeah, for sure. I have to watch everything. So
That's
another
your
weird
job.
thing that I noticed about that match was Auden speaking about his weight, and he was acting like as if he doesn't know today he's 190 pounds or 210 pounds. So unless you have some kind of weighing scale phobia, you know that you're weighing either 190 or
Right.
210. That part I didn't understand what he was trying to portray there.
And just so you know, they're always talking about his weight because I was at Vitus L1 with Jody and Devin, and sitting next to Jody, and she sent me a picture, and it was Auden on the scale at 210. So they're constantly talking about him getting bigger and all that. So weight's a very major thing with Mini Larratt over there.
Yeah.